Good afternoon. Welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I'm Christy Gammon, your doTERRA wellness advocate. And as always, I'm excited to be here with you. Today, we're doing part 2 of our green oils. And hopefully by the end of this session, you'll be agreeing with me that it is so easy being green. Sorry, Kermit the Frog, but we have news for you. And many of these oils are, I think, some of our unsung heroes. So I'm really happy to be bringing these 2 episodes to you to fill you in. And this still does not include all the green oils that we have access to. There are just many. And I wanted to highlight a few. So I have, let's see what I have, 7 more for you today, 6 single oils and 1 blend. And so take the information that you've gleaned from these 2 sessions and then go on your own little journey exploring the remaining green oils and see what you can find. So I don't know what the weather is like for you. It looks kind of bright coming in through my window there, but we've just had a rain and it's supposed to rain ongoing throughout the late afternoon and evening here. And so normally that would kind of tank my energy. I had a great morning of rest today, which I really needed. And so I'm kind of on a high, getting a lot of things done today. And I'm excited though, since this weather would normally tank me this afternoon, to add all of these different oils. Their emotional and physical benefits are an amazing mix. I'm going to at least be smelling them all, if not putting them on myself, and knowing that they are going to lift me up out of any type of low mood and give me an energy boost and help with mental clarity and adrenal support. And we've really got a broad range of relief for the body, support for your emotions and mental health, and almost all systems of the body covered here, from respiratory to circulatory, immune health, digestive health. All the big ones are here. So without further ado, let me introduce our first oil, which is basil. And this is known as the oil of renewal. Oh, that's amazing. It smells like something Italian is cooking in your kitchen and you can't wait to eat it. Love this oil. I was introduced to it when I was experiencing some issues with my skin, and this was really helpful. In addition to some other oils, I put it directly on my face, and it was just another tool in the toolbox to layer on and help me get through a really painful and itchy, and I guess there's just a lot of emotional stuff that went with it because it was right on my face. So emotionally, as the oil of renewal, this helps you feel energized, rested, renewed, and strengthened if you're dealing with anxious feelings, overwhelm, maybe feeling drained or exhausted. And so in addition to the skin, this just brings a lot of emotional support. And then in addition, helps with the adrenals and mental health and wellness. Then can also be supportive to the ears, the muscles, wrists, joints, and of course, you want to have this in your kitchen so that you can add it to some delicious recipes. And these are just the highlights, since I'm covering 7 different oils and I like these sessions to be short. I'm just going to do some highlights for each oil and keep going. So feel free, if you're intrigued by anything that I'm saying, to dive in and do further research. And if you learned something amazing, then also feel free to share it with the group. Celery seed is our next oil up. And I'm excited to do something with this oil. Whew, it's such a strong scent. I should never just like put this right up to my nose and take a deep breath in. It is something, friends. I'm not a big fan of celery, and I've been known to drink a lot of celery juice, fresh, pressed celery juice that either Greg or I make right in the kitchen, because there are so many healing benefits to drinking just the plain celery juice, about 16 ounces first thing in the morning. It's not for the faint of heart, but there's just so much goodness to it. Now, Dr. Hill, one of our founding executives, talks about celery seed essential oil as a one-to-one replacement for drinking celery juice. So this spring, as I start to do my cleansing, I'm going to try it. I'm going to put him to the test. I'm going to create a roller, since I don't love the smell of this, and I'm just going to put it on the bottoms of my feet, probably at night before bed, so that I'm not smelling it all throughout the day. Just word of warning, even putting it on my feet, I probably will taste it. So just if you're going to follow in my footsteps, literally here, prepare yourself. And then I shower in the morning. And so I won't have to worry about taking that scent with me all day long, but I should get amazing benefit to rolling this on the bottoms of my feet every night. So why would I do that? This is the oil of detox, and you're going to get both emotional and physical benefits here. So emotionally, if you're feeling, now again, this is your emotions we're talking about, feeling toxic, sluggish, imbalanced or stagnant, then you're going to look to this oil for emotional restoration, cleansing, feeling well balanced and realigned, and wanting to or being more committed. Then similarly, on the physical plane, you're going to experience benefits to congestion and respiratory health, digestive health. It even mentioned mood again in the physical realm. So you know that when they mention the emotional side, mood management, balancing, anything like that, that it's really good for emotional support. So in addition, supporting the menstrual cycle. So there's some great female benefits, veins, and then of course, detox and urinary support, which is where this whole conversation started. So that is celery seed. And I would love to hear if you try detoxing with that this spring, and I'll be sure to share how I'm feeling and compare that to the times that I've used celery juicing and see how it goes. Next up is Cypress. This is one of my all-time favorites. So great to cleanse my palate actually right after celery seed. And you know, I am going to be putting some of this on. I'm going to rub it in the palms of my hand, take another deep breath in, and add some to my neck and shoulders. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow, one of my very favorites. So if you're feeling controlling or fearful, leaning toward perfectionism or even rigid in your emotions, then this is going to help you just flow with life, become more trusting, adaptive, and flexible, which is so good for these times that we're living in. And then on the physical plane, you're going to experience support to your circulation, the bladder and urinary tract. This is great for bones, and if you experience restlessness in your legs, can be very supportive. It's also wonderful for brain health. So that is Cypress. Next up is green mandarin, which I'm also going to put all over myself. It's a rainy day, so I don't have to worry about citrus, but the beauty of green mandarin is that it's one of the few citrus oils that is not photosensitive. So even in spring, summer, fall, when we're getting exposure to the sun, green mandarin is a safe choice if you're looking for citrus support. Oh, one of my favorites. This is the oil of pure potential. So if you're dealing with feeling limited, again, fearful, that's come up a few times, trapped or burdened, then green mandarin will help stir up feelings of excitement and wonder, hope, and delight. I love this combination. This is actually a wonderful oil. Now, all citrus, maybe you can say these with me, are going to boost your mood, increase your energy and detox your body and help cleanse surfaces in your home as well. All citrus across the board will help with all of those things. Then each individual citrus oil has its own claims to fame. And I love green mandarin because you wouldn't think of these things for citrus, but it's great for nerves, sensation loss, and relief. So even though it's a bright green oil, it makes me think of other blue oils that are amazing for relief. So if you're layering up oils for relief, consider adding your green mandarin. It's also amazing for immune health, digestive support, and skin. I was just reading, this is a great oil. I might try this as well. I've been playing, and I think I've said this on a recent Wellness Wednesday, just playing with putting all over my face before I go to bed a healthy dose of an oil. And so some that I've tried so far have been yarrow palm, of course, and copaiba. Those have been two of my favorites. I think cedarwood is up next for me to try. These are also calming, grounding oils, so I'm not sure how green mandarin will work. I love that it's going to soak into my skin and it specifically targets fine lines and wrinkles. But I'm a little concerned if it gives me a boost of energy right before I fall asleep, that I might have trouble drifting off. So we'll just have to see. Like I said, cedarwood, I believe, is up next in my rotation. I've got a little list that I'm working through and trying. But I am gonna add green mandarin and see how that goes. Let's see. So then up next we have rosemary. Rosemary. I'm just gonna breathe this in. At first, it's just, well, I'm slathered in green mandarin, so I'm smelling a really fresh, bright scent, but I think it's being a little bit overshadowed by the green mandarin, because underneath that, I'm getting the crisp herbal rosemary scent. Yeah, there it is. So nice idea. If you don't love rosemary and it would be supportive to you to combine it with a little green mandarin, I'm really liking the two of those together. So rosemary emotionally is the oil of knowledge and transition. So if you're experiencing confusion, a limited point of view, any difficulties with learning, then rosemary is wonderful. I would normally think to pair rosemary with lemon for focus and just like a study buddy blend. Great for studying or doing homework after school, if you're working on a research project or writing a paper. I normally think rosemary and lemon, but might be nice to pair rosemary and green mandarin just to switch it up. So in addition to that knowledge base that you're getting with the rosemary and the help with learning and focus, then you're also going to get that mood boost, that reminder that you do have the potential to get this project or homework assignment, whatever you're working on, to get it done. So then, yes, first up for rosemary is mental health. And so, like I said, when you see that mood, emotions, mental health, and wellness listed along with other applications in the book where it's focusing on your physical applications, then you know it's really strong in the mental area. And so I love this whole little collection of green oils that I put together because I think they're really powerful in both. And I think you're going to love all of these. So in addition, for rosemary, you've got support for your adrenals, once again. And then we've got some great relief from seasonal symptoms. So cough, congestion, you know the deal. Great for relieving those traditional seasonal symptoms. Also good to help regulate your blood pressure. It mentioned jet lag specifically. So we're getting a little mood boost, we're getting an energy boost with this oil, but specifically for jet lag, it had a little recipe to do a couple of drops and rub it in your hands and breathe it in after you get off of a long flight. So great little tip. And then finally, healthy hair. I really think about rosemary predominantly for healthy hair. It's in my healthy hair spray that I've been using. And I'll point out up here, I've got tons of new growth at this point. It keeps messing up my part because I've been spraying in this area. And so you see all this new growth, these little tiny hairs, they're all silver. So I'm holding off on coloring my hair just as I'm watching all the new growth come in. I've been treating this area here. And so you can see this area is just getting a nice light layer of brand new hair, and here and down here. And so I'm very excited about that and excited to see continued growth. The other patch I'm treating is underneath here, which looks very similar to this. And so I'm excited to see. I'll have to do a hair episode in a few weeks, and then we'll get a good idea of where this is going, and I'll pull my hair up on this side and we'll take a look there too. So rosemary for healthy hair. Then we've got Siberian fir is our final single oil that I'm going to talk about today. Open this up, breathe it in. I'm going to wear this one as well. Of course, citrus and trees is what I'm leaning to today. Oh my goodness, this blend of Cypress, green mandarin, and Siberian fir that I'm now wearing is amazing. So now I don't have to worry about the weather getting me down the rest of the day. I'm just going to ride my natural high. I'm going to support that. And I'm going to literally ride out the storms of this afternoon in a much better mental place with physical energy as well. So Siberian fir, this is known as the oil of aging and perspective, and it's great for really heavy emotions. So if you're experiencing grief, loss, sadness, and particularly from the perspective of regret and pining, like spending time looking to the past, maybe distant past, maybe just how the day went yesterday. And you're in a place where you're just regretting and feeling heavy. You're not in that healthier or higher mental vibration of looking at it from a perspective of what can I learn from this and how can I move forward. And so that's what Siberian fir helps with. Comfort and forgiveness, but then in addition, honesty and wisdom and focusing, staying in the present moment, and then taking that forward as you go. Then for the physical benefits of Siberian fir, we have respiratory support, immune health, more help for those seasonal symptoms that we might be feeling as we come into springtime, transitioning out of winter into spring. You're also going to find support for the muscles. And it does mention again here, emotional overwhelm. So just some of those really heavy emotions. Give Siberian fir a try. And then let's wrap with an amazing blend. This is Steady from our kids collection. And I'm telling you, never knock the kids collection oils, whether you want to use them for someone you love in your life, ages 2 to 11, or if you want to use it for yourself. I highly recommend all these oils, and I'm going to use Steady myself right now. Since this is a roller and I've put a few other oils on the back of my neck, I'm going to roll this one onto my wrists and then just hit my pulse points with my wrists. And that way I'm getting some coverage with this without getting those other oils on my roller. So Steady is our kids grounding blend. So from the emotional standpoint, you're getting steady groundedness, centered, and feelings of authenticity. And if we are dealing with feelings of being unstable, maybe incapable, out of control, or inauthentic. Maybe if we're just trying to fake it until we make it, this would be a great choice to get us into authenticity, our true self, what's true, and how can I persevere, get on solid ground, and move forward in a healthy way. This blend is made up of amyris, balsam fir, coriander, and magnolia. So there's 2 more beautiful green oils in this blend, balsam fir and coriander. So we've got tree, we've got herb, and then we've got 2 beautiful florals in amyris and magnolia to balance that out. And I looked up in one of my reference books, and it had some very kid-oriented recommendations for how you want to use this oil. But like I said, I think these can apply to adults as well. See what you think. So we've got social anxiety, frazzled school mornings. I'm pretty sure that works for both kiddos and adults. A useful time out. I love the sound of that for myself. If you need to calm a tantrum, maybe somebody's having one physically throwing themselves on the floor. Maybe you're just having one inside and you wish you could physically have a tantrum, but you've got to set the example for maybe other people in your household or in your workplace. And so this might be a great solution for you. It also helps to inspire confidence and ease disappointment or discouragement. And I love that last one. I'd never heard of that one before. So if you have to give someone bad news, and I'm not talking about really heavy bad news here, but say you didn't get the grade on your test that you were hoping for, or we just had to change plans and we're not having our favorite dinner tonight, we're having this instead. Anytime you might need to deliver bad news, if that could spark an emotional shift in either a child or an adult, putting this right on the heart space or on the chest would be great to help bring balance to that disappointment. So I hope you've also learned some amazing things about these oils today. That's 6 single oils and 1 amazing blend that if you do not already have as part of your natural medicine cabinet, you may want to add these to your next order. Let's see, we've got 1 more episode coming up for the month of March. That'll be next week on March 30th. And I am going to wrap this month with a final look at our digestive wellness program. I did get my 3rd installment of the wellness program this month. And so I'm excited to share what came in that kit. And then we'll just review everything that I got over the course of the 3 months for the digestive wellness program. And I'll end with just some of the benefits of all of our different wellness programs and why they're such a high value way to add to your natural medicine cabinet and just get a bunch of amazing oils for a diversity in your collection as well. Maybe some things that you wouldn't think to try, and they come with instructions so you know exactly what to do and how to use what you're getting. I just can't speak highly enough about our wellness programs, so we'll look forward to that in our next episode. I'm starting to plan out what we're going to do for April, so if you have ideas of things that you would like me to cover, please let me know. Just pop a comment either under this video or do a post in the group. I'd love to hear from you and honor what you want to learn about as I prepare our April episodes. So I will look forward to being back with you next week. In the meantime, as always, reach out with any questions that you might have, whether they have to do with the oils we covered today or just anything that you're working on in terms of your health and wellness goals or an issue that's popped up. Always glad to support you. And as always, once again, here's to your continued health and wellness, and I'll see you soon.